70 years ago, the Commercial Hockey Club was born, meaning 2013 takes on even more significance than any other season. We're here at Finsbury Park today at the first of the celebratory events for Commercial, a day that started with some 60 or 80 juniors. Senior games are taking place at the moment, but we're going to catch up with some of the dignitaries that put this club together. Dan, what brought about the founding of the club? What made you decide to start a hockey club?
We're at the State Commercial High School. That's where it originated. And Eric Vile, he was actually the founder. He organised all the players, and I became the first secretary. That was in 1944.
1951, I was asked to play for Commercial by a fellow I worked with. Actually, he was the goalkeeper. That's my earliest memories, 1951.
And over 70 years, over your time at Commercial, what would be your fondest memory or greatest moment?
Well, I hate to say it, but I think Commercial winning their 7th straight and my son coaching them last year.
What about the three-peat you were involved in the 60s?
Very, very satisfying. Did a lot of work. Yeah, 61, 62, 63. Beat nearly an Australian team in 1961. Valley had a lot of Australian players.
I'm with Alan Robertson, the person who's played more games at Commercial than anyone else. Alan, the club's 70 years old. This is your 60th season. Tell us about that first year.
First year's way back in 54. Started with down the back of the inaugural Bowls Club. With Keith Mapp was the first coach and coached me all the way up to A grade.
Alan, from your point of view, what's your fondest memory or the greatest moment in Commercial's history?
It's the friendship, all the friendship you've achieved over all the years and lasting friendships. And
you played 60 years. Any idea how many premierships?
Only one A grade.
In total?
In total, probably maybe 10.
Kevin was just saying they put the asterisk against his name, saying he's deceased.
I was life member 53. I was about 1943 or something when it first, soon after it first started.
And what was your role at the start?
I was centre half.
And
I think I might have got the captain and then I got a life member. Then I got transferred north, Queensland.
It's extraordinary. You now live in Bundaberg, but you've maintained your ties, very close ties with the club.
Most definitely. Every club in All Blacks, Bundaberg and Western Cairns, and I'd say that nothing can beat Commercial Hockey Club for my friends and the attitude of the club for all these years.
And your greatest memory at Commercial?
All my mates.
The earliest memories of Commercial was when I played down here as a junior between about 1958 and 1966. Schoolboys hockey, and coming down here on Saturday mornings and playing hockey. And just with all my old schoolmates and things, as we all did in those days, we all followed from school to school and that sort of thing. But that was my earliest memories. And Stanley Griffin, of course, our patron, who used to come around and pick us up in his utility and drive us down here on a Saturday morning so we could train.
How many people in the back of the ute?
Well, I wouldn't like to say that. Maybe about 8, 10. He'd go to Everton Park and he would pick up the Abbott boys, and then we'd come down the Herwig boys, and then he'd come down to here and pick up some from around in Nogra, and then come down to here, yeah.
Great memories.
Great memories, though.
Since the time you've been at the club, John, what would be your greatest memory or the greatest moment?
My greatest moment would be just to see my boys win their first grand finals, as coming up through the juniors and now into seniors. And since then, of course, I don't know how many grand finals they've won in their grade now, but yeah. And of course, becoming a life member of this club.
I'm with Sue Bruff, Commercial's youngest current life member. Sue, welcome to Hockey Zone. How did it all start with you?
I have been involved with Commercial since I was 2. My brother started playing when he was 10 years old, and he's 8 years older than me. So I started actually playing the game the year I turned 11. And I've been here ever since. Actually, Commercial women started in 1971 as opposed to the men starting in 1944. So it's been my life, pretty much.
During those very many years, what would be one of your greatest moments? Give me 2 or 3 if you like.
My greatest moments, probably watching our First Division girls win their first grand final in 1999. That was awesome, and then they backed it up the next year in 2000. So we did the beginning and the end and the beginning of the millenniums. That was pretty good. Watching our First Division men win all their grand finals, recent grand finals. My son's been captain of that team for a few years, so that's been pretty awesome. But generally, there's so many things. I've coached a couple of teams in grand finals, played in a few, a lot.
Just on one of those coaching sessions, the ladies behind you were referencing, and one you almost had a heart attack. What was that all about?
Yeah, so I nearly died in a grand final 2 years ago. I actually didn't have a heart attack, I just, got very tired.
I'm with Paul Dawson now, long-time player, coach, official at Commercial and currently club president. Paul, fantastic day today.
It's been a wonderful day, Colin. We started this morning with a junior development clinic. We had 30 junior boys and 30 junior girls, primarily under 7s and under 9s that came down, and a good 20 or 25 of our senior men's and women's players, a lot from first and second grade, both men's and women's club, helping with getting the season underway for the kids, teaching them the basic skills. It's been a fantastic day so far.
Paul, putting a day together like this takes a lot of effort. When was it conceived, and what's been going on to actually bring it all together?
Well, the conception of the idea came primarily from our first grade men's squad. A couple of years ago, they raised the possibility of launching the season with an exhibition game. We, as a committee, took that on board, and as you say, there's a lot of organisation involved. Seeing that this is our 70th season since the foundation of the club, and also the 50th anniversary of the first three-peat that the club achieved in 1961, 62 and 63, we thought the idea of the exhibition games to mark those two significant milestones was a wonderful idea. So it's really been in conception development for the last 2 years, and we made the decision as early as September last year that we will be running this the week after our normal junior sign-on day.
Paul, we've had 7 and 8-year-olds through the club today, but what impresses me, I guess, is the number of life members and past players, past presidents, past committeemen here. That must make you proud.
It's been an overwhelming response. We've got at least 7 or 8 life members here. We have our 2 patrons, Jean Holcroft and Stan Griffin, who's one of the founders of the club here. We've got players from that golden era. 1959 was our first A1 premiership, and then we won again in 61, 62, 63. We've got people of the likes of Keith Mapp who played in that side here today, and it's just terrific to see so many past members as well as our current crop of players and members here today.
The club's coming through a golden era at First Division level at the moment. What are you going to do to keep it flowing?
Well, we don't want to give away too many secrets, but it's really a matter of maintaining that training culture and that focus that in our men's team that Grant Mapp has continued to foster, that a number of coaches over the last few years, Blair Brown, Bruce Robertson, have all been involved in. It's on our women's side, we've got a new coach appointed, Graham Taylor, and we're hoping that he's going to bring some new and innovative aspects to our Div 1 women's team, and we're looking forward to a very successful year.
Paul, I think Grant Mapp wants you to take the field, so we better let you go. But congratulations on 70 years of the club, and congratulations on just a fabulous celebration of that today.
I think my fondest memory of Colin is just having his interest and intensity and his love of the game of hockey, and the opportunity to play with him more years ago than we'd probably both like to remember.